Welcome to another episode of my small business diaries, and I can finally film it because I received some of the items I had ordered and I wanted to share with you, specifically to tell you why I chose certain products for my small stationery shop and why I chose to add a new type of product for this spring collection and what made me choose it over other products. By the time this video will be up, the spring collection will be already available on my website, and this time is a huge collection because I offered journals, notebooks, and the new product we will talk about now. So I wanted to add something else to my notebooks and journals that would be smaller and potentially could be used for a scrapbook or a bullet journal kind of thing. And so I wanted it to be smaller than a postcard or the same size of a postcard. And that's why I ordered these three. I will put the details on the screen. But I ordered this for my spring collection, and this is a photographic paper. The quality is really good and the size is slightly smaller than a postcard, which is why I consider this. Then I also wanted to try a square instead of a rectangle. In this case, I used my Amharic alphabet design. Seeing how a photograph would turn out, I tried this with a print with a design that is available on my notebooks, so it's a rectangle as well, but this turned out really nice, except these two, again, great quality. The type of print is more like a photograph rather than a print. The only problem is that they come from the UK, and so at least here in Finland you have to pay extra if you order anything that comes from outside the EU. And the price becomes ridiculous at that point, because not only you pay for the product, you pay for the handling of the item and the shipping. And on top of that, you also have to pay customs. And I mean, for a small print, it doesn't really make sense to me. And so no matter how good the quality, it's not worth the effort and the money, at least not at this point for my teeny tiny shop. And so I went for the postcard instead, specifically this type, which comes already wrapped in this plastic, and the quality is really high. I wish I had ordered this postcard with a spring collection photograph already, but I went for my sandy waves. By the way, this is snow, this is sun, and this is a sea, so I thought it was a really nice picture. And I love that the colors are quite bright and they really correspond to the photograph that I took. And so in a way, even though I wanted to have a smaller thing to use inside your notebooks and journals as well, I still decided that probably this is the best option for other reasons as well. Just as I told you about the shipping issue, this one comes from the Netherlands instead, because the company that I'm using for print on demand is called Prodigi, and it's based in the UK, but it has some products that are made in other countries, and this is also easier for me with the notebooks and journals which are made in the Netherlands as well. Meaning that you don't have to pay the ridiculous customs that come with a UK product. Plus, these ones can be sent because they are the right size required for postcards to be sent. And these are actually postcards from Finland, because so far I've only released photographs taken in Finland in this size. I will soon add this one as well to the collection, which for now is just a notebook with this design. And if you want to glue it to your notebook, it actually fits. So take this for instance. This was my problem at the beginning. I thought I wanted the small prints to fit this size, but actually it's fine. I mean, you could also have them like this or use them as bookmarks. You could have them on your desk, and of course they are cheaper than a whole notebook. So I thought, why not give the option of having the same type of photographs but in a different size. Since I made this order with several different prints, I also ordered another notebook for myself, which this time has lined pages. And I know it's spring, but I don't care. I love winter, and I love this photograph specifically. And since I was there, I also ordered a journal, and I ordered a design from my autumn collection, which you can see here is a massive mushroom. And I went for blank pages. As you can see from the video that I took when I received each of these products, there was a tiny issue with this one specifically. So as you can see, I have two now. Just because when I received the first one, there was a tiny scratch here. And I know it's not a big deal, of course, but I immediately emailed the company that makes this, and I said, listen, I even have the video proving that this was already ruined, scratched when it arrived, and so I asked if they could do something for the wrapping of these notebooks, maybe add a thin layer of paper or something. And they also sent me immediately a replacement, because I said I bought these for marketing purposes. So if I cannot take pictures of these notebooks without them being ruined, what's the point, right? And so I know it doesn't happen all the time, but that was really unfortunate. And so they immediately sent me a replacement, which had no issues whatsoever, which is nice. And I love to see how detailed the photograph is in real life as well, because I usually see these photographs on my laptop and that's it. And this is nearly as big as the actual mushroom was, now that I'm thinking about it. So I initially wanted to ask your opinion on which product I should put on my stationery shop on top of notebooks, journals, and actually I also have posters. But as you can see, it really doesn't make sense to have these and make people pay extra money. I mean, yeah, they are cute and they would fit perfectly in a notebook. I mean, even in a journal, which is significantly smaller, if you think about it, compared to these. right now, with the laws that we have concerning the EU and the UK, it doesn't really make sense. And so postcards it is. And this was the first journal that I ordered and I had the chance to hold in my hands, because I sent several of these to my mother in Italy because she uses journals and notebooks all the time. And so she even chose some of the designs because I sent her a larger sample of photographs and then she chooses the ones that she likes the most for the upcoming collection. And so she had many of these at home, but I had never had the chance to hold them here in Finland. And they are so good quality. I'm surprised, not surprised, I mean, they're really nice to touch and to scribble on, even though I haven't used this one yet. And the truth is that I normally go for this type of notebook instead. And I always thought spiral bound notebooks were more practical for some reason. Don't know why. I have tons of these from my university years. Plus these ones have a little pocket, both here and here. And that's quite handy. I know that stationery lovers often go for stickers and even smaller prints than these, but I don't want to focus on them yet because I mostly upload photographs and I don't really have small characters, for instance, that would fit a sticker and stuff like that. And I don't use stickers myself, so maybe that's why. But let me know which are the products that you use the most when it comes to your stationery, and make sure to check out my spring collection because I think it's just beautiful. Those are photographs that I took last year during cherry blossom season, simply because yes, spring has begun here as well in theory, but we don't see cherry blossoms in Finland until mid-May, and that would be a bit late for everybody else to appreciate the cherry blossom. When it will be time for Hanami, I will most certainly make another vlog. For now, you can check out last year's vlog. I will link it up here. And to me, cherry blossoms are quite important because this is the time of the year in which I suffer the most. I'm often depressed and my depression gets worse and worse in spring, at least in Finland. And so that's the only thing I'm looking forward to. I'm waiting for Hanami season from March until mid-May, unless we have snow. But this year has been a disaster, so there was hardly any snow, and so I was even more depressed. And so even though I hate the color pink, this is the only exception, the only time I appreciate seeing pink. Especially because here in Finland it's more common to find plum blossoms, actually. I mean, we call them cherry blossoms just because that's the way people know them. But most trees here are actually plum blossoms. And then you also have apple blossoms, which are the whitest, I think. I have photographs of all of them and all kinds of varieties. And over the past 5 years, I've searched for all kinds of trees, both here in Espoo and in Helsinki. But these photographs that I put on these journals and notebooks are probably the best ones I took, and I love them. Let me know, how are you dealing with the transition between winter and spring? How do you manage? And if you use a print-on-demand service for your business, let me know, how is it? What's the experience for you? Have you ever used Prodigi? Let me know. Don't forget to hit the notification bell so you won't miss my upcoming videos. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in the next one.